Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. I hope you had a wonderful day yesterday and that you spent it with someone special. And if you didn't have someone special to spend it with, then I hope that you yourself were good enough and that you had a lovely day. So I'm back after a break. I'm back with the royals and doing a rather strange reading now, a bit of a different reading. This theory that goes round and round that someone with deep pockets is backing the Parkles. We've heard it over and over pretty much since Meghan showed up in Harry's life. There has been speculation about who might be behind her, who might be encouraging her into the royal family, who might be kind of sending a Trojan horse into the royal family. That is basically the essence of this thinking. And I've looked at it in the past. I've looked at the theory that it's Oprah or Tyler Perry or the Clintons. I've looked at that. There are other theories that go around that it's a bit more of a geopolitical thing, that it might be the Russians, it might be the Chinese. Certain people have that kind of take on it. There are people who think it might be some kind of billionaire with deep pockets who might have an agenda or an axe to grind. They're easy enough to identify, those kind of Silicon Valley types. So there are all kinds of theories, and those go swirling around, and whether they are backed or not directly, I'm going to have a look at this. It's an interesting story that distracts me from the sight of her prancing around in front of everyone in that outfit in Canada today. White and cream don't go. I wish she would realize that. So it's a bit of a distraction for me, and it's an entertaining take. It's a different thing to look at, and so I'm looking at it with the Guardian of the Night Tarot. And even if there isn't anyone or any organization or anything really sinister behind them, perhaps there are people who are enjoying stirring dissent amongst YouTubers and things like that. And there are people who are digging around and who claim to have connected the dots and are going to reveal certain things which will be shocking. I'm sure many of you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to get too direct. I don't want to get too implicated in it all. I'm looking at it from an energy perspective with the Guardian of the Night Tarot. I'm going to just look at it really generally, whether, as I say, someone is directly subsidizing the Parkles, or just stirring for the sake of stirring. We're going to have a look, and we're going to ask, is anyone involved or any organization? I'm looking more at a personal level. Who might they be? So we're going to look at nationality, and we're going to look at occupation and politics. That's why I'm using this tarot deck. I have symbols for them, animal symbols that hopefully will show up. You'll see. We're going to ask why, if there is a backer, what they're up to with the royals, what they're up to with the Parkles. Do these mythical people, and I'm being a little bit facetious for very deliberate reasons, do they want to install the Parkles on a throne in America? What's going on? And then we're going to ask finally, how damaging will their activities be, or are their activities? How successful will they be? Same kind of energy. How damaging will they be to the royals? How successful will they be in their plans? And will they be exposed? As I say, there are speculation that there might be some degree of exposure coming up now. So that's what I'm chattering about today. Try and remember, I've got a big long list of questions I've got to keep looking at. The universe knows what I'm on about, hopefully. And let's see where the energy takes us today. And let's remind you, because it is a tricky topic, that this is just tarot, and it is for fun and entertainment, and we just look at rumors and speculation, and it is all my opinion here. And I just read energy, archetypal energy, because the royal family is, of course, the royal family, the archetypal family. And disclaimer in the box below. And I think we are good to go. Just get these cards done. And let's see where this reading takes us. Strange times we're living in. They look like they're struggling to me, I have to say. The Parkles. Really struggling with this rebranding and everything that they're doing. Oh dear, we're going to have to move the camera. All right, hang on. Right, I've got big fat cards and not much space with this particular camera angle. Unfortunately, to get it, because I have to film in landscape, and to get the cards the right way up for you gets a bit tricky. We're going to put the outcome, we'll put the outcome down there. Okay, hopefully universe knows what I'm up to. Outcome's down there. Okay. Here we go. Underlying energy. We've got the Three of Cups, friends. The Friends card. So, if there is somebody, it's more like somebody that's known either to the Parkles or to their supporters who are online, somebody close, rather than somebody distant like an organization or a country. That is somebody they socialize with, somebody they hang out with, somebody they know on a day-to-day level. Three of Cups. That's the energy that is coming out as the underlying energy. We'll put it over there. That's interesting. So that's already given us a bit of a clue. So first line is just the situation. I want to know the situation. We got the Six of Swords. That is leaving trouble behind. It's also the international card. It's international travel, things like that. It would be Megxit. So this would have really then been stirred up as a result of Megxit, not before, which is interesting, unless this was all part of the great plan. That Megxit was part of the plan, take Dimwit away from the safety of his family who knew his foibles and his faults, and could shore him up and prevent the rest of us from really seeing the true nature of the beast. So it's interesting that there is a sort of an international aspect to this need to mix it, need to get him away. That's what's coming through for me, and I have to again say I'm just looking at energy here, and this is just my personal intuitive reading of what is going on here in the cards. So is there some degree of backing for the Parkles? Is there? I've got the Judgment card in reverse. I would say yeah with that. Upright, it's awakening, it's awareness, it's revelation, it's decision making that is positive, being viewed in a positive light. And the reverse is a kind of an undermining energy. The Judgment card in reverse is somebody who's asleep at the wheel, who's not really aware of what's going on, who needs to wake up and is not waking up. So that would be the royals, that would be us, that would be the press, that would be even Harry and Meghan. Bad decisions, not being saved, not being forgiven. There's something unforgiving about Judgment in reverse, not being forgiven, not being saved. So I get that it's a negative energy. It's quite a sinister energy. I'm feeling a bit chilled when I read that energy. So let's see a signifier for this alleged backer. We have to throw in allegedly here. Ooh, I wasn't expecting female energy actually. I was quite intent on male energy for some reason. I suppose because the names that have been bandied around have mostly been male names. There have been names, American Democrats names that have been bandied around. Empress, very high status woman, very high status. So that's interesting. Doesn't get higher status than that. Okay, Okay, so the next row is nationality, occupation, politics. And this is where my animals hopefully are going to come to my rescue and give me some indicators. So nationality first of this person. We have an owl. Well, an owl doesn't feature on my list. I had signified if there was going to be an American, we'd get an eagle. I had going to cough. Sorry about that. Just had to take a pause there. I've got bears, dragons, lions, eagles. I got an owl. Possibly a stand-in for an eagle. Got a crown above it. That owl. I'm a bit stumped. If you have clever ideas, do let us know. But there is a crown above that owl. I can't off the top of my head think of a major country that is symbolized by an owl. And perhaps I'm being really dense, and it does happen to me when I do these readings. I get sometimes blocked. Eagle, good enough. Certainly predatory, certainly in the same category, really, when it comes to birds. So maybe occupation. What can you tell us about occupation? We've got the Two of Cups. Glad that didn't show up in the next card, because that's politics. And we have an elephant and a donkey that we're going to loom large. But the Two of Cups is interesting. Could be a chat show host. Could be, it's very much about partnerships. It's very much about coming across as pleasant. Twos are equal. Twos are choices. Two of Cups is, aren't I nice? I can sit here and have a chat with you. I can connect with you. I can meet you halfway. I can listen to you. I'm empathetic. So it's very interesting. It's a very, very interesting energy that's coming off these two cards in particular. Let's see politics of this particular person. Wow, I've got the Magician. That's a kingmaker. It's not someone who wants to be. It's somebody who wants to be a kingmaker. And there was always speculation that Meghan was being forced into the royals, get away with Harry, make off with Harry, plant her, promote her, push her into the presidency in the United States with a certain agenda. So I think you can see there's definitely a talk show host kind of possibility there. Definitely. Interesting. So why is this person, if this person is doing this for speculative reasons, hypothetically, why would this person be doing this? Why? Page of Wands, it's not a huge card, the Page of Wands. It's about media. It's about spin. News. Selling things, selling stories, media control. Page of Wands. Intentions towards the royal family. Why target the royal family? Page of Swords. Page of Swords is the card of research, social media, strategy. It's a strategic move. It's not that they are such a significant threat, that they are standing in the way of someone who wants to dominate, the world in a kind of a James Bond movie sense. It's not that kind of energy. It's a strategy. And in that royal family, there was a useful idiot, of course, that seemed to be quite widely known as a useful idiot. So this is strategic. It's not a huge card. It's not major arcana. It just serves the purpose. And intentions with the Parkles. So what was the plan, or is the plan with the Parkles? And we got the Knight of Cups in reverse. And I could say with that it was to undermine Prince Charles, as he then was when all of this started, Prince William, to weaken their influence, to make them unpopular, that people would be disappointed in them, feel that they weren't relatable. That Harry and Meghan were the relatable ones. They had to mix it from this cruel, harsh royal family, this racist royal family, and they got the sympathy vote. So that seems to be the story. This is the story that's coming through for me. The story that's going around on YouTube in particular could be a quite different story. This is a story that goes way back in the mists of times. I think is quite self-explanatory with these cards, with particularly the Empress and the Two of Cups and this Kingmaker energy here with the Magician. And it's all about media, it's all about news, it's strategic, it's make William and Charles unpopular and their families and the royal families. And here we've got this adorable couple here in America that are going to do certain people's bidding, perhaps, because that term useful idiot keeps coming into my consciousness. I don't normally call Harry a useful idiot. So it's interesting that it's just coming through over and over and over for me. That's what I'm dealing with here. As I say, and we have the friendship card, remember? 3 of Cups, 3 people. And famously, there were 3 people that were sitting in that scenario all those years ago while Prince Philip was dying, having a little chat about how awful the royals were, and gasp and shock, horror, and oh, really? Meghan in that Wallace-esque dress, and we now know it was all very deliberate, that whole Wallace thing, because she knew that that's what Prince Philip called her behind her, well, not behind her back, I'm sure he didn't sneak around and say it. She knew that, and she was doing it deliberately to wind him up, according to Neil Sean. So, okay, how damaging has this been for the royals? We got the 3 of Swords in reverse. It caused tremendous heartache. And we can see that. 2 of them have ended up in hospital in the past few weeks. Tremendous heartache, betrayal. 2 died. 2 died, 2 in hospital. It's been devastatingly hurtful. And yes, I have to say, allegedly, as a result of this, it's not provable. I'm not accusing anyone of hounding people into their graves or hounding them into hospital, but we can see the evidence of our own eyes that the Queen passed away sooner than expected. Prince Philip passed away, and Catherine and Charles, both of them accused of racism in that leak Scooby-Doo's book in the Netherlands. Both of them ended up in hospital shortly afterwards. So we can draw our own conclusions from that, and we can throw in some allegedlys, and that 3 of Swords. So it has been damaging, but at a personal level. but is not really the right word. But here we're talking about people whose agenda, according to these theories that swirl around and these rumors and all the speculation, that really they're trying to bring the royal family down somehow for some reason. So how successful will this strategy be? Alleged strategy. Will it be successful? Four of Swords in reverse? I don't think so. Four of Swords is the retreating, hiding, healing energy. What it's going to do in terms of success is it's going to niggle. It's going to be an ongoing wound with the Four of Swords, that as long as this agenda is going on, if there is an agenda, then it's going to, these people who are being targeted very directly are going to be and not able to ignore it. It's going to keep prodding at them. So that's one way of reading that Four of Swords in the reverse. There's another way of reading it, and that would be that the people involved are not going to be able to rest and heal from the pain that they have caused. Three of Swords, allegedly, that they are going to be the ones who find themselves struggling to heal this rift, to recover from the reputational damage that has been done by them, aimed at the royal family, but it has ended up coming back at them and ruining their own reputation. So it's an interesting card, that Four of Swords in reverse. And will this alleged backer be exposed? I've got the Fool, which is the fresh start card. Now we've got a wolf chasing a very innocent little rabbit hare, while a polar bear gazes at the stars. Fresh start is this Fool card. But it is about being fooled as well. And I think it's possible. And I'm being told to look here. And what do we see as our next underlying energy is the Star card. I think it's possible because innocent little gormless bunny rabbit doesn't realize what a stalking bunny rabbit. Star card is the next underlying energy. Star, of course, is an Aquarian card, which is why I picked it up. Very important in this reading, Aquarian energy. And we are now very much in Aquarian energy because Pluto has gone into Aquarius. And Aquarian energy, friendship energy, Three of Cups, is very powerful now. Groups that hold the same values, that share the same world views, maybe woke groups, things like that. But the Star card is in reverse. So it tells me that someone who was a star and is no longer in star energy. The Star card, apart from being Aquarian energy, is very much about soul purpose, about healing and faith, and all of those good things that perhaps were once very high on the agenda of a particular person, but now have somehow disappeared from that agenda. Perhaps, and let's throw in an allegedly again, and the Star is waning, it's fading, it's disappearing, it's falling. And so my final question is this agenda going to be exposed? And with the Fool upright and the Star in reverse, I think that it is possible. I do think it's possible But as I say, this is a very particular story that has come out in this reading. Very interesting that it has. And it may not be the story that other people are speculating about. I'm just an energy reader. So whatever lands on my tarot table when I ask universe to send me cards, that is what I read. And this is what has come through. And of course, I will leave you to make your own minds up about all of this. And remember, it is just tarot. There is a disclaimer in the box below.